arts and crafts, nature, drama, music. The kids get to canoe and fish on the pond, climb the climbing wall, swim in a large swimming pool. So when you come to Camp Holiday Trails, it looks like a traditional rustic overnight camp experience for kids. But there's something very special about our camp.
A diagnosis doesn't have to define a child's summer, or determine who sees those new dance moves, or what color to paint their face, or how big to smile with the people who really get them. For these children, the magic of camp can last forever.
Yeah, I started going to Camp Holiday Trails in the early 70s and went there through the early 80s. Got to horseback ride, I learned to canoe, I actually learned to sail. We of course got to fish. I got to do a lot of things I wouldn't have been able to do at home. I'd only recently been diagnosed with diabetes. Before I came to camp, my mother, I remember her coming up to wake me up every morning. She'd have to sit on me to give me an injection because I didn't know how to give my own shots. That was one of the first things that they made you learn. You had to give your shot right off the bat.
I learned my first time to do a needle prick here and learned a lot about diabetes and all that sort of stuff. So it was really cool both watching the kids be empowered to take care of themselves. They're also teaching me and all the other students how to take care of these diseases as well.
All of these experiences of empowerment and learning are taken from the trails and fields of camp and into the world to be shared with others.
Every kid should go to camp because not only does camp promote independence, I think, from your parents, which is definitely needed, it also gives a lot of confidence.
It's a totally different kind of learning. It's life skills learning. It's how to be comfortable with yourself.
I'm a teacher now, so for me I can definitely see the difference.
This is a place where kids from inner city areas, from low income places can come and feel on equal footing with everyone. In school, the teacher's always there to kind of guide you, whereas at camp, the counselors are kind of there to just watch you, and they watch you learn. Especially for these kids, it's about working that into your self-identity as you grow up and learning how to take responsibility for that and having it just be part of your life. Without a camp like Camp Holiday Trails, these kids couldn't go to camp.
Nice work. Stand up. Good job.
So one of my favorite stories about the climbing wall is a camper who was with us for 2 weeks.
There was one child that had cerebral palsy.
And it took until day 12 before he felt like he could really take on the challenge.
These kids are just trying to be normal.
He's in a wheelchair. So the climbing wall is no small obstacle for him.
You could see that smile on his face and how much I guess overcoming that obstacle meant to him.
As I walked up to the climbing wall, the wheelchair sat at the bottom of the wall and he was at the top.
My parents couldn't have afforded to send me to camp, and I couldn't have gone to a regular summer camp. And going to camp benefited me for the rest of my life. It helped me to see that I'm not that different, that I can support myself, that I can take care of my disease, that it doesn't control my life.
That health is something we don't value until we don't have it anymore. And that's something that we normally, for many people, encounter as we get older. For our kids, it's something that they encounter at 2, 3, 7, 8 years old. And all of a sudden their health is gone. What we know is we can provide a joyful experience at camp for those kids.
For 40 years, Camp Holiday Trails has empowered, encouraged, and educated thousands of children with chronic illnesses. And with your help, they can continue to bring the magic and vitality of camp to even more children for another 40 years.